Is it fair to say we sell Gakpo this summer? I wouldn't be looking to sell him this summer, no. But could I understand it if a new manager coming in maybe thought he was surplus? Well, that's on the new manager. Same as any other player in the squad, the new manager will have to assess them. But I do also understand why people are getting a bit tetchy at the minute. But what I would say is, this video is sponsored by Surfshark, the best VPN on the market. Surfshark is an app or browser extension that allows you to change your location to access websites in other countries and keep you safe and secure from hackers. Using Surfshark, we here in Ireland can access other countries' Netflix libraries or other streaming platforms like DAZN in Spain for all those important Premier League games. Surfshark keeps you safe and private by protecting everything you do online. Everything. When your device connects to the internet, all that information is, in a way, blurred out. Surfshark is particularly useful for keeping you safe from being hacked if you use public Wi-Fi. Let's say you're in a cafe, you're at college, you're out and about, they've got you covered. Surfshark allows you to use one subscription on unlimited devices, meaning you can share your account with friends or family or that neighbour who's a little bit cheap. On top of all of this, Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can also upgrade to Surfshark One, which includes the VPN, an alert system for breaches related to your data, such as emails and credit cards, and an antivirus software for your desktop. Our sign-up offer gives you Surfshark VPN for a little over €2 a month, and you'll get an additional 3 months free. Simply scan the QR code on screen right now or use the link in the description and enter the code Anfield Agenda at checkout. These things are often group mentality. So it starts off online, people jump on, and then some people get agendas that they won't change no matter what the player does. I'm not at the point yet where I'm ready to sell Cody GAKPO. I'm a good long way away from that for a whole host of reasons. His age, he's still very young. He hasn't been played extensively in one position, a position that he feels comfortable in. So no, not for me. I wouldn't be looking to cash in on Gakpo, but many Liverpool fans seemingly have a different viewpoint, and that's what we do with these shows. We give everybody a chance to have their say. Vixen said, Chimicus is a possible player to be sold. I'd sell him in a heartbeat. I'm just being blunt and honest. I would sell Costas tomorrow because I don't see him ever becoming the first choice left back. And even if you're looking at Robbo slowing down, well, I'd rather have Robbo as somebody who, even at 33, 34, 35 in the future, is there to compete with a younger player. So whether that's Chambers or whether that's somebody else the club bring in, I would sell Costas tomorrow. I don't say that because I have an agenda against him or I don't think Costas is a nice guy or anything. I just don't see him ever being that guy. And yeah, I'd sell him. But, again, maybe you guys think differently and that's okay. We won't all look at these things the same way. I can't believe the amount of people saying we should sell Cody, Craig. Darwin struggled with form and we all backed him. It's the same situation with Cody. It'll always be this way, mate. There's always people that are scapegoated. And you can think right back through. There's always been some. What we have to admit is that in recent weeks, Cody hasn't been at it. And when he came on against United, he was terrible. Ian Wright was talking about it as well. He wasn't great. He wasn't. But he's still really, really young. And I think footballers have been written off too early these days by a lot of people. If they're not in and they're instant hits. Gakpo's done okay since he's come to Liverpool Football Club. I don't have strong feelings either way, for or against. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. But he's the scapegoat at the minute for a lot of people, unfortunately. Which sounds weird. Like, we're talking about scapegoats when we're in a situation where we've won one trophy, we're goal difference away from being top of the league in the league, we're in the quarterfinals of the Europa, and yes, we've been knocked out of the FA Cup, and we're looking for a scapegoat. It's weird, right? We should be over the moon. Because I promise you, when we started this campaign back in August, if you said to me, Craig, come the middle of March, Liverpool are going to be pretty much top of the Premier League table in the quarterfinals of the Europa League and have one of the domestic cups done and dusted, I'd have bitten your hand off. Yeah, sometimes we need to just remind ourselves of that. This is not normal, what's happening under Jurgen Klopp in Liverpool, and we should appreciate it. Jamie Carragher hit on Cody as well, saying he plays in slow motion. The irony of Carragher talking about somebody playing in slow motion isn't lost on me. But look, Jamie's a pundit. He's paid to be a pundit. He's paid to have his opinion. And, you know, as somebody who's played for the club as well, I guess it's an opinion that holds some weight. But I'd like to change the question a little bit, if that's all right, and change the topic of the conversation somewhat. I don't understand why we bought Cody Gakpo. I'm not saying he's not good enough or he won't be good enough. But if you think back to when we signed him, it kind of came out of the blue and it wasn't really a position that we were hearing much about. It was one of those signings that just happened quickly and then he became a Liverpool player. I didn't understand it. I didn't think we needed a Cody Gakpo type player at the time. And I'd never say we signed him to stop somebody else signing him, but it did feel like United were hovering around and then all of a sudden he became a Liverpool player. Kind of like the Fabinho situation. Only for we could look at Fabinho and go, oh yeah, we absolutely needed him in that position. It surprised me when I heard we were signing Cody Gakpo. And I've never really understood what that plan was from that moment. Like, was he supposed to be a Bobby Firmino type link-up player? Well, he isn't. He can link-up play, but he can't do some of the other things Firmino does. Is he a winger? I don't know. We've not really seen him as a winger, and he doesn't really have the pace to be a direct winger. So it was a surprise to me that we signed him. That's more what I would say rather than what happens with him now. Now I wouldn't be selling him. I'd be looking to, bide our time with him. But yeah, it was a weird one. I guess we did it to stop United. I thought, did we though? Like, hope we're not that petty of a club. And there's been some transfers over the years where, not involving Liverpool that we've looked at and thought, well, they only signed this player to stop that team from getting them. But I just didn't understand at the time why we signed him. It just felt like, especially because, we're kind of frugal and tight with money somewhat when we're making signings. And when we signed Cody Gakpo, it was like, well, we could have used that money in a position where we really needed to strengthen. Same with Fabio Carvalho, by the way. When we signed him, I thought, brilliant, here we go. Fabio Carvalho, talented player, can play between the lines, but where does he play? And very quickly it became apparent that he wasn't really going to get a look in with many first team chances, and then he was shipped out on loan. Some of these transfers are just who signed them and why. I'd have questions about that. Gakpo does indeed have pace, he just hasn't played on the wing. Come on now, we've seen him in behind. It's not like we haven't seen Cody Gakpo running. I wouldn't, if you think of wingers, you usually think of real pace merchants like Mohamed Salah or Raheem Sterling back in the day. And I've never really associated that with Gakpo. He's a very languid, fluid, technically gifted player. You can see that Dutch influence in him straight away. But I don't know. I just don't know where he plays in this team. And I guess we'll figure it out when the next manager comes along. But I wouldn't sell him anyway. That's my take on that. That's the problem. He doesn't play. Even when he scores, he gets dropped. Who are we talking about here, Kevin? Gakpo. Oh, look, you could make a valid argument. Yeah, for Gakpo not getting a proper run of games. But I think if we're being honest with ourselves, or at least if I'm being honest, my front three preference would be Salah, Diaz, Darwin. That would be my front three preference. I'd have... this sounds really bad, but I'd have Gakpo as our fifth forward. Jota would be ahead of him for me as well. And that's okay, because we need 5 forwards in a campaign. So I'm not judging Cody Gakpo as harshly as others at all. I think Cody Gakpo, there are mitigating factors for why his form's been up and down. So yeah, for me it's no big thing, but I put the poll up because it's a topic of discussion that I just wanted to gauge a bigger picture in. And I'm going to end the poll now. We've had 1,170 votes. And 44% of people said yes, they would sell Cody in the summer. And 56% of people said no, they would not. Gakpo would suit Alonso as a 10 with slower build-up, said Harry Klein. Yes, he may do. So might Fabio Carvalho, actually. That could be a pathway back for him, potentially. So I'm still learning about Alonso's system. And I did, research a lot for the video that I made today about his styles of formation, what the tweaks in his system do, how he has some similarities to Jurgen in regards to the way he presses to win the ball back high up the pitch, but after that, a lot of similarities then with the way Pep Guardiola gets his teams to play, more dominant in possession, very precise movements, very, what's the word here I'm looking for? Regimented in their movements and who has to be in what position at what time. And these are things that I actually enjoyed researching when I was making the video about Alonso that's going to come out at some point this week.